name is Ryan and I'm in recovery. Today I wanted to talk about triggers. It's kind of been something that's been on my mind the last few days. In rehab, it was like, a regular conversation in group sessions where people would talk about the specific triggers, and also I'll talk about it pretty extensively to counsellors and my addiction therapist and things like that. I was always quite struck by, in the group sessions, how people would have really specific triggers, like a certain time of day or like something really specific within their kind of daily routine that would set their mind onto using. I always struggle to kind of identify specific things like that because I just feel like life is basically a trigger for me. Any emotion or any kind of event during the day, no matter how large or how small, could be spun into an excuse to call my dealer. And so, when they're like, we need you to write down your list of triggers so that you can take steps to avoid them in recovery, I kind of always struggled with that a bit. But in the last few days I've been thinking, and I've kind of noticed, and I guess maybe it's an obvious one, that feeling overwhelmed is a big trigger for me. I left rehab 2 weeks ago after a 6-week program, and I don't necessarily know that I had what I would call cravings to use, but I would definitely kind of feel really uncomfortable in myself and restless. And they're the sort of feelings that in the past I could reach for cocaine and it would fix it. And it's also not just feeling negatively overwhelmed, it's also like, I find myself sometimes when I'm in a really good mood, I almost find it like too much, like I've almost got too much energy or my brain's moving too fast. And they're often times when my mind would then move to using. And that's a couple of times since I've been back. I've had the moments where I'm feeling really good, I've gone to the gym or I'm getting something done that I wanted to get done and I'm buzzing, and then suddenly my mind will just be like, will get like a craving out of nowhere. I've kind of realised, I guess, that cocaine was a tool for me. It was a numbing agent, essentially. It was what I would use to kind of quieten my head down. I really struggle to kind of sit with myself and my thoughts, whereas with cocaine I could take that and I could sit for days. I can't do that at least I struggle to do that when I'm sober. I really struggle to kind of be comfortable just relaxing and things like that. I also kind of noticed when I would use socially when I was younger, cocaine would often make me talk less and almost be like kind of a bit more calm in a social situation, whereas I'd notice others would be really energized and chatting loads and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know, it always felt like it had a kind of different effect on me than other people, which is interesting. And the reason it's kind of been on my mind in the last few days is because starting these videos, they've been really cathartic and I've taken a lot out of them. I've been connecting with people in similar experiences and that's been great. I've also had people that I was close to a long time ago reach out to me, friends coming from school and things like that have reached out, and it's been a beautiful thing, but it's also been really overwhelming. I've found myself feeling a bit vulnerable, like kind of overexposed, and that's made me feel really uncomfortable. There's been a couple of particular instances, like I've noticed like ex-colleagues seeing my Instagram stories or looking at my profile, and I can't help but be like, how are they perceiving my videos? Are they shocked? Are they thinking less of me? And they're the sort of thought patterns that then lead me to want to use, because I just can't. I've really struggled to just sit comfortably, or not even comfortably, but even just feel them feelings. Like it's just like I just want to fix it. I'm like, I need to go for a run or I need to use. It's like I'm really learning that as hard as it is to sit in those feelings, I need to just be better at processing what I feel, being comfortable doing that. Because that is ultimately what you have to do as a human being. You can't just keep ignoring your feelings, pushing them down, hiding from them, or medicating to numb them. That's something that feels like a kind of an important thing that I'm realising, and that I'm going to talk about more often with my therapist and in meetings and stuff like that, and keep, I guess, training myself to feel my feelings, process them. There's something that one of my therapists said to me that stuck with me. She was like, there's no such thing as a bad feeling. Anger isn't a bad feeling. You've just got to process why you feel the anger. Not react to it straight away. Take a moment, take some time to think about why you're angry. Is a boundary being crossed? What is it? And process it. All feelings are giving you something instinctive that you need to recognise. And if you hide from them, it creates a disconnect with your body and your mind. And I think that can be, that can be problematic.